My name is John Darrow. I am the interim chairman for the City of Binghamton's Commission on Architecture, Urban Design, Historic Preservation, calling the June 6th, yeah, it's D-Day, June 6th, 2023 meeting to order. Welcome to everybody. If we will state our name for the record, starting with the young lady on my left.
Mariella Morrow, Commissioner.
Daniel Need, Commissioner. Robert Heary, Commissioner.
Pat McGinnis, staff.
David Whalen, Commissioner.
Juliet Burling, staff.
Dylan Pelton, Historic Preservation Officer.
Wonderful. We're going to do a couple little bits of business. Then when we call you up to the front to speak, please state your name clearly in the microphone. Push the little button so there's a green light, and then we'll proceed. We have some old minutes to. Okay, I read them in the email. Does anyone find anything inappropriate or wrong with the minutes from April? Then I would make a motion to approve the April minutes as presented. I need a second, please.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? You
I
weren't here.
wasn't here.
I
had
know,
to
that's why
abstain.
I was waiting to see that arm. Motion passes for approval of minutes. Any other old business we have to? Then I'd make a motion to approve May's minutes as presented. If there's any objections, let me know.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
I have to abstain.
I understand. Motion passes. Then we're good to go. Okay, let me get my spectacles on so I can see what we've got here. Welcome, everybody. We're glad you're here. Looks a lot like Los Angeles outside. Don't breathe the air. First on the agenda that I have is 33 West State Street for determination of significance for demolition. Is a representative for 33 State Street here? Yes, no, maybe. I'm sorry, am I not loud enough? I don't usually sit up here, so I'm unaccustomed to the heady power of this position. Welcome.
Hi, sorry about that. I'm Sarah Glosen, the Director of Economic Development for the City of Binghamton. I'm not exactly sure what information you need from me, but I believe this is we're asking for the option to demolish the Binghamton Plaza in line with the eminent domain proceedings that have recently been passed by City Council. Just to be clear, this would not require us to demolish, and we don't necessarily have a plan to demolish right now. We want to set the stage for potential demolition if we do have site control and determine that demolition is the appropriate next step.
So if I understand what's before us, we had, I think it was last month that this was here, and Binghamton City Council is going to be the lead agency in this. What I think is being asked is that we're doing an approval on what was already presented, which we kind of approved already. I would entertain a motion and or discussion at this time to go ahead and get her done. I'll make a motion to approve as presented to proceed with the prospects of further investigation and a final determination for the 33 West State Street Binghamton Plaza property.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you, young
Thank
lady.
you.
Very nice meeting you.
The next particular case, the applicant Emily Wall would like to demolish the accessory garage structure in her backyard. She cannot be here because she has a newborn. Do you want me to give her a call though?
Give her a call if you can, or we can table it to the end of the meeting and proceed.
Okay, you can speak into the microphone, see if we can hear you.
Okay, hi, this is Emily.
Hello.
Thank you. Yes,
Is there anything you'd like to add?
no, everything's in the application.
Make it just green space? Do we know, like,
Are you gonna put up another garage? Are you gonna, what exactly are you gonna do with it once you tear it down?
Long term, we would like to add another garage because my dad is living in the house.
Okay. Yeah, for the district.
I'll make the motion.
The unlisted action, right?
I'm sorry?
Talking to the COG commissioner.
Oh, okay.
I think it's as an unlisted action, we can be lead agency, right?
I believe
Yeah.
so.
And I'm so sorry. So I think I did it backwards. I think we're lead agency. We're supposed to be an undeclared
It's an
act,
unlisted action.
unlisted action. So motion, I make a motion for an unlisted action for the 10 more app properties. Second, please. Thank you, sir. All in favor? Okay, Mary Ellen, you're up.
Will the proposed action involve construction on or physical alteration of the land surface of the proposed site? No. Will the proposed action result in the modification or destruction of or inhibit access to any unique and unusual landforms on the site? Cliffs, dunes, minerals, fossils, caves? No. Will the proposed action affect one or more wetlands or other surface water bodies, streams, rivers, ponds, or lakes? No. Will the proposed action result in new or additional use of groundwater or have the potential to introduce contaminants to groundwater or aquifer? No. Will the proposed action result in development of lands subject to flooding? No. Will the proposed action include state regulated air emission source? No. Will the proposed action result in loss of flora and fauna or fauna? No. Will the proposed action impact architectural resources? No. Agricultural resources? Sorry. No. Will the proposed action be obviously different from or in sharp contrast to current land use patterns between the proposed project and the scenic or aesthetic resources? No. Will the proposed action occur in or adjacent to a historic or archaeological resource? No. Will the proposed action result in a loss of recreational opportunities or a reduction of an open space resource as designated in any adopted municipal open space? No. Will the proposed action result in a change to existing transportation system? No. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of any form of energy? No. Will the proposed action result in an increase in noise, odors, or outdoor lighting? No. Will the proposed action have an impact on human health from exposure to new or existing sources or contaminants? No. Is the proposed action consistent with adopted land use plan? No. Is the proposed action consistent with existing neighborhood character? No. and I can't remember exactly how to say this. Therefore, I declare a negative declaration.
Need a roll call for this, I believe. I think so. So I need a roll call in favor, yes or no?
Yes,
Yes. So negative declaration. Then we have the State Historic Office, the little three verbs. I don't have a printed copy of that. And I don't have it committed to memory. I don't find it. Well, that's the question. We don't seem to have a copy of the little three-part SHPO thing to read if it's related to a person, place, or thing of historic significance to the city. Can't remember the other two parts. It does not. Can we vote on it?
If it's not of architectural significance, if it's not in, okay,
I can see in my mind. I just
Yeah.
can't recite it, and it doesn't meet any of the three requirements. So I'd make a vote of no historical significance to knock it down, but and I'm gonna need that for the other two. For the members of our audience, the person that usually sits here is not here. And I just found out I was sitting here when I walked in the room, so. So you should- Okay, I'll read it. Okay, we're gonna go with. The City of Binghamton Historic Design Guidelines provide the following recommendations that address demolitions. Do not demolish historic structures that have historic or architectural significance within the city of Binghamton. Do not demolish a building that contributes to the historic setting and character of a district. Do not demolish a building that contains historic building materials or evidence of historic craftsmanship that would be difficult or impossible to replicate or reproduce. Do not demolish a building that is a rare example of its type, style, period of construction, or historic associations. A building should not be demolished without definitive plans for the reuse of the property. The reuse of the property should never be a parking lot, which would generally have a negative impact on the overall character of a street. Do not demolish a building when reasonable effort can be made to maintain its structural integrity. If a historic building is active and is earning a reasonable economic return, it is not appropriate to demolish the building, even if the return is not deemed to be of the highest and best use. I would make a negative declaration and knock it down. All in favor? Okay, okay. Thank the young lady. That's what we like to hear. Okay, 24 Munsell Street. Anybody here from 24? Come on down. We just don't have the same kind of prizes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
State your name.
Sandra Rampa.
We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Do you have anything you'd like to add to your application?
No, not at this time.
Okay, fair enough. We've all seen the application. We've seen the structure. What's left of it?
Yeah.
Any discussion, any opinions, any input? Any motions? What roof?
Yeah. The other side.
Would
has
you like to
roof.
frame that into a motion, Dan?
Make a motion to approve the demolition of the property, the back structure at 24 Munsell Street
As presented?
as presented.
Second? Thank you, sir. All in favor? Aye, okay. Mary Ellen, you want to do another one? We could pass it off to one of the younger kids, you know? Yeah, yeah. Hey, you're 21 in my eyes.
Mine too. Do you need to do a,
Oh, motion to declare, this an unlisted action. Second, please. Somebody, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to declare it an unlisted or, called lead agency. Second. Thank you. All in favor? Okay, now Mary Ellen.
will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? No. Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of the use of land? No. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? No. Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristic that caused the establishment of a critical environmental area? No. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? No. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? No. Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water supplies, public-private wastewater treatment utilities? No. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality, excuse me, of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? No. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, and fauna? No. Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? No. Will the proposed action create hazard to environmental resources or human health? No. I therefore pose a negative declaration.
Need a roll call?
Yes.
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 And yes for me. So it's unanimous on that. I will read the follow-up to it. Compatibility with historic design guidelines, the city of Binghamton Historic Design Guidelines provide the following recommendations that address demolitions. Do not demolish historic structures that have historic or architectural significance within the city of Binghamton. Do not demolish a building that contributes to the historic setting and character of a district. Do not demolish a building that contains historic building materials or evidence of historic craftsmanship that would be difficult or impossible to replace, replicate, or reproduce. Do not demolish a building that is a rare example of its type, style, period of construction, or historic associations. A building should not be demolished without definitive plan for the reuse of the property. The reuse of the property should never be a parking lot. You're not putting a parking lot in, are you? Okay.
No.
A parking lot which would generally have a negative impact on the overall character of a street. Do not demolish a building when reasonable efforts can be made to maintain its structural integrity. If a historic building is active and is earning a reasonable economic return, it is not appropriate to demolish the building, even if the return is not deemed to be the highest and best use. That being said, I'd find a negative declaration, knock it down and make a motion for such. Second. Thank you. All in favor?
Thank you.
Get rid of it. Thank
very
you.
much.
Okay. 5 Murray Street. Come on down, sir. Welcome,
Michael Mayer.
Michael. Anything you want to add to your application?
No.
Okay. Everybody looked it over? Okay. Any discussion?
They're the ones that the owner gave me. And they're not actually, I don't think they're actually representative of the windows that are gonna get chosen. They're 1/1 windows.
They're 1/1.
Yeah. And what's there on the house existing is 1/1, so it's gonna matter. The only windows that are actually really in question are the ones that are on the top because they're 6/1
It's 9/.
or 9/1. And I believe the applicant stated that he was gonna just replace them with new windows that are 9/1. So
Yes.
We could do that.
Okay, that would kind of be a requirement for those particular windows. Everything else,
All of them
no,
or
just
just the
the
ones
the
in the
ones with
front on the
pre-existing
third
9
floor?
over. The rest of them, you're good with 1 over 1.
Any of them that are 9 over?
Yeah.
Even on the backside?
Kind of. Sorry. You could probably get away, and I'm stretching it a little bit, but they do make fretwork inserts for the new windows.
Okay.
And we have allowed that in the past, but you would have to consult with Dylan, but that's usually been very acceptable for us.
Okay.
And it's a lot less money.
Yeah.
Just a little plastic insert.
Okay.
Any more discussion? Any discussion at all? How about them Red Sox? Okay, fine. Would somebody like to make a motion for this nice gentleman so he can get on his way?
I'll make the motion
Two,
to approve replacement of the windows, 1 over 1, the 1 over 1 windows, and 9 over 1 or 1 over 1 with the
Fretwork.
inserts. Provided Dylan gives his okay for it for the 9 over 1 windows
at 5 Murray Street.
at 5 Murray Street.
Okay, we have a second. Thank you. All in favor? Thank you, sir. Mike, it's a pleasure having you here. Pretty house, by the way. Very pretty house. '22 Front Street. Come on down. Good to see you back, sir. Thank you.
Keith Oberg, Discoveries and Sculpture.
Okay,
Summary is the applicant Discovery and Sculpture Incorporated would like to install aluminum storm windows on the first floor of the building over existing windows. They'd also like to repair the Caud clapboard on the north exterior, as well as replace damaged fascia and crown molding in the upper roof perimeter with matching materials in kind.
this is like an addendum to what we had before us.
Yeah,
Couple months
kinda,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Are there pre-existing storms on the first, or there were at some point, weren't there?
Don't know, don't see evidence of it.
Okay. I thought there were when it was an antique shop 25, 30 years ago. Just seem to remember stumbling over one.
You may be right, but I don't see any screw holes or anything that would indicate that there were storms on there.
Discussion at this time? Is it just that I have opinions when Ken asks that? You know,
Now, the storm windows you're installing are gonna be white, right? They're not just gonna be.
The second floor window storms are white, so my intention is to match those.
Okay,
would anybody like to make a motion to approve or deny? Yes, sir.
Motion to approve?
I second it. All in favor? Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I have a follow-up question, if I may.
Sure.
Last year, I was asked to provide paint samples
Mhm.
and, do you still have them? Is that what,
if you come to the office upstairs, I think I have one laying around somewhere.
okay, so if I come back in the future and to paint the house, you have those, so I don't have to provide new ones. Would that be true?
If you look it up online, because there's like a catalog, every company has a catalog, Sherwin-Williams has a catalog, and they all have historic paint chips you can look at.
Yeah.
It's easier to just either find it online or ask them and then bring it to me, because I only have, I think, 2 companies in my office. And they all make historic
Right,
colors for
right. Yeah,
whatever.
that's what these were allegedly historic.
And if you want, I think I have one from Sherwin-Williams upstairs
Okay,
for sure.
Need you to sit for one more minute. I need your motion to reflect the address and what we just approved. I'm sorry.
That would help.
It would, and I don't want to be discriminatory and letting you skate by.
Motion to approve, oops. Motion to approve, 22 Front Street. Can you hear me? Not really?
There you
Is
go.
that better?
Yep.
All right, motion to approve, 22 Front Street, replace the, or excuse me, install, storm windows over the existing windows. Repair or replace the decayed clapboard on the north exterior, as well as the damaged fascia and crown molding on the upper roof perimeter with matching, materials in kind.
Thank you. You were the second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you, sir. Now you can go.
thank you.
Do well. Great house. Oh, it is. Okay, 186 State Street. Hello, mural lady. How are you? Good afternoon. You always do nice, pretty things when you come here. Please.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Brewer. I work for the Broome County Planning Department. I guess I could give a quick overview for some of our new members on the committee. In 2019, Broome County received a state grant to do a series of public art installations in downtown Binghamton, Johnson City, and Endicott. And we are in our third year of the program. So far, I think we've had a lot of success. We've had at least 5 murals approved, and 4 and 1 going on right now at the Binghamton M&T in downtown Binghamton. These projects have added a lot of new visual interest to the downtown landscape and a lot of excitement for the community as a whole. And I think we can make the point that this project is supporting the city's goals of becoming a cultural and arts destination for the region. So for this project that we have on the agenda today, we are coming back, I guess, for a revised Caud submission. The original design was approved in August 2021. However, the property owner selected a new artist. So we came back with a revised design for the committee's review. The mural will go on the north facing wall of 186 State Street. That's in the Deco District. I call it the Brunelli building.
yeah.
I don't know if that's the official term, but it'll be on the north facade of that wall. The artist's name is Starfighter A. She's a notable artist from California. I'm not sure if you've gotten a chance to look at all her works or some of them, but a lot of great large scale murals across the country. So I think we're very lucky to have such an artist willing to come here. Let's see. And I guess not a part of this application, but what was a part of the original, the property owners making some improvements to the facade so the wall's in good condition to accept the mural. This work was approved by SHPO, and the footprint for the mural was also approved by SHPO in 2021. So, yep, if anyone has any questions, happy to answer. It was a fish. No, so yeah, the Greek one actually is right across the parking lot on Chris's Diner. That's expected to go in this summer. I guess that reminds me, the property owner is coordinating with Chris's Diner, you know, for equipment staging and things like that. We're anticipating this mural will be installed this summer, maybe July or August.
Is this the same size as the previously approved mural for the wall?
Yeah, I believe they're just gonna try to do as much of the wall as possible. Yes.
It's kind of like the tag and release program, letting little fish back out there, you know? Yeah, yeah. Any other discussion,
I'm gonna
question?
actually read out the summary because it was done before, so I just want to clarify because it's also repaired to the building. The applicant Stephanie Burr, Broome County Planning Department, has proposed a mural to be painted along the facade of 186 State Street. The applicant has stated the following about the application. In 2019, Broome County was awarded funds through Greater Binghamton Fund Grant Program to install public art in Binghamton, Endicott, Johnson City Innovation Districts. This project supports the city of Binghamton's goal to enhance the cultural identity of downtown. Portion of the city's GBF award has allocation to a specific project for facade repairs improvements at 186 State Street. The SHPO consultant was submitted and the determination letter would share with Caud, which was approved. Proposed project will make repairs improvements to the north and front primary facades. Proposed work on the north facade includes stucco removal, brick replacement, and brick repointing. The approximate dimension of the north facade work are 70 by 30 feet. Proposed work on the front primary facade of the structure includes stone column capital placements. Approximate dimensions of the front facade work are 20 by 15 feet. Proposed project will involve an artist painting mural on the north side of the building facing Lewis Street. Approximate dimensions of the proposed mural are 70 by 50 feet. The artist's name is Christina Angelina, and she has several mural works currently on display around the world.
Thank you.
Make a,
And when you motion that the repairs to the building are
Repairs
one,
as well.
and the mural
Okay.
is another.
okay, all right. I'll make a motion to approve the mural and repairs to the building at 186 State Street as presented.
Second, anybody? Sir, all in favor? Aye. Thank you, young lady. Make the city pretty. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the city's continued support
We-
and partnership on this.
We will see
program.
you again.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the list is the 103 Laurel Ave, the Rec Park. I think it's for the Rod Sterling presentation. Don't even have music for this. Do. Should got Dave Racy to make the presentation. He's a great Rod Sterling. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
I'm Nick Parisi. I'm the president of the Rod Sterling Memorial Foundation. And we are looking for approval of placing a statue of Rod Sterling in Recreation Park.
Great.
And whatever information I give you, please ask.
Do we know what the base is at this point yet?
I can give you the dimensions of the base. It'll be, well, approximately 40 inches wide by 28 inches deep and 18 inches high.
So just a big rectangle and he's gonna stand
Yeah,
there with the
Just a
door.
big rectangle.
Okay.
We plan to, on each side of the base to have a different inscription.
Mhm.
Notating some aspect of Rod Sterling's life or career, his military service, his Emmy Award wins and that type of thing. I could give you the exact language if you
Very
want,
cool.
but
That's gonna have to come before us for approval, right? Descriptions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
it's. We kind of need the whole statue.
well, the picture, can you bring up a
Yeah.
picture? I mean, the statue this is the whole statue. Now that middle picture, that's the pose. That's the statue will look pretty much exactly like that, except bronzed. It'll be bronzed. Now, the only difference will be that the middle picture, the face is not the final face. The face will be the pictures on the side. So if you can just replace the head, the head and the head in that picture with one of the ones on the sides, that's what it'll look like. And
Yeah, the door.
and then the doorway I sent, yeah, that's a maquette of what the doorway will look like. So it'll be the size of an actual door frame, so about 3 feet wide. The door frame will be inscribed with the words, "You unlock this door with the key of imagination." And so if you picture that door frame behind that other statue, that's it. And the base, we don't know the exact material for the base yet, but it, granite, cement. I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, what the George Johnson statue inscriptions are. I mean, there would be something, same kind of material as that. I would think.
Yeah, it's
And
kind of a pink
the
granite,
inscriptions
like
will be inscribed into the actual
Yeah.
base.
So we can approve the statue and the door. You're gonna have to bring us pictures of the base and the inscriptions to approve.
Sure.
Then when do we go for location, Pat?
Now, we have a few locations.
Is that part of today's?
Well, we do need to look at where it's gonna go. So some of the considerations, and please feel free to give me your opinion, input, anybody. So this is kind of towards the carousel and the bandstand area. Yeah. It would go somewhere in this area. These are all just areas that we're looking at placing them. Pads, trees, and utilities.
Yeah, so Parks would prefer, the fourth picture would be our ideal location up top, out of the tree line. Kind of in conjunction with the George F. statue and the Fish Boys right there.
Flagpole was, yep.
Yep,
That's
on
one of the
that
considered
raised
areas.
platform. Our second preference would be the first picture listed. Kind of in between that triangle of paths.
Right here.
between the pool house on the right, the carousel on the left, and the bandstand.
Are there any
in the
plans
back.
for like nighttime illumination of the statue or anything? Pat? It'd be cool. It's gonna be. I mean, I could see different lights at different times of the year, or if there's a rod throwing festival in the park.
If we did do illumination, the best spot then would be 4 as well. I have power to
Which
those
is
lights
4?
running right along that.
And the one.
Are any
that's
of the
by George
locations
F.
over by
Johnson.
Beethoven?
None of them are by Beethoven. It's either Seminary and Laurel or kind of right smack in the middle. Don't really have much frontage along Beethoven that's not already spoken for with the tennis court, ball field, parking lot, and then
Yeah, this is one of the few open
Oh.
areas of the park. So,
it's almost like a great field. Where kind of the left side of the path is, I would say, the heaviest use for the sunbathers and stuff. And then that right side kind of tucks in along the tree line.
I think we would prefer the site you mentioned, in between, it's somewhat in between the bandstand and the carousel. I guess it was the second one that you mentioned.
So I'm gonna throw in my 2 cents because I've given many bus tours through the park for different organizations. We do the carousel, we do the bandstand, we never go up to look at the great benefactor, George F. Johnson. For no reason in particular, but they're here, the bus stops in the lower parking lot, we ride the carousel, we look around. Sometimes we get Dave Racy to come out and do a throwing presentation.
If we're not gonna go up top, this would be, our second choice location. I'm just worried about. I know I have utilities running between the pool house and the carousel underground. And then my biggest concern is kind of tree coverage on it and, becoming a maintenance
Was there
nightmare of
Any
cleaning
proposal
Mr. Serling's face off every day from the pigeons.
It's gonna be anywhere. Was there any proposal to actually put it within the bandstand?
That would not really work well with the use of the bandstand for the musical performances and stuff.
I'm just curious.
So- I don't think we really talked about that.
Okay, so what is being asked of us today?
I guess, I mean. Why don't we do it? You want to do it in 3 parts, the statue, the base, and where we're gonna put it.
Okay, we can do
So we
that.
can motion to approve of the statue pending. the
Okay.
base.
Okay. Anyone want to take a stab or I will? Okay. I make a motion to approve the statue as presented with the open angle door frame with the understanding of the revised side face being the actual head on the statue as presented at Recreation Park. Second, anybody? Question?
How about also? Do we approve, will we approve where the statue actually goes?
That's the third part of this. This is the first part.
Okay.
Dan seconded. All in favor? Okay, got your statue, your door, your open door frame. We'll make a motion for a preliminary approval of the base pending presentation before the commission for final approval. Okay, second on that, or do you want to rephrase it a little? Thank you. All in favor? Okay, you got to bring us in what it's going to look like, of course. Okay, thanks. And then location, discussion, opinions. And Pat, you certainly have opinions on this. I mean, you're here, you're the head of parks.
Like I said, I think, for longevity's sake and, our maintenance, the top spot would be best, but if, the general consensus is this spot right here, kind of in between that triangle of paths, we'll make it work. Pending that, we can fit the pad and stuff in.
Mhm.
You know, without having to reroute 9 million miles of utilities, but I'm comfortable with, you know, this location.
I'm gonna ask you individually. I'm gonna ask you individually for a preference before we get in. Mary Ellen, do you like by the bandstand or do you like up where the flagpole used to be up top?
You mean where the flagpole sits now? Or the
No,
one,
where it used to be? up
There
by-
used to be,
Can you give us-
I think it
Yeah,
was a
I'll give you-
flat, it's like a raised mound where we have a. I think at some point it may have been a fountain was there. The flag was a little bit further down.
Here, it's
If you go.
Yep.
So that's like a raised earth platform. John thinks a
I
flag.
prefer it up by the bandstand somewhere or
okay.
You're right where that tree is in the. That
So
bush.
that's a
looking-
bandstand. Dan?
I'd say they.
Well, but we've got two
Either
choices
or.
here. We're narrowing it down. I'm soliciting. Do you have a preference between the upper? Okay. So we have 1 and 1,
I'd say upper.
upper, 2 and 1.
If I had to choose, I would say the upper. I think it's a little more visible.
Okay, fair enough. You don't get a vote, you're the head of it. I like the bandstand, but that's okay. So we've got 3-2. So at this point, we would go with the upper location pending final approval of the base and everything. Is there a motion for that or do we wait until we have
Make
the
a
actual?
motion to table until we have a more permanent.
Let's make a motion to table until we have the final specs on the whole statue and then we can vote on its final location.
Question save, Nick another trip. Would you guys, if he sent me all the info on the base, would? you
That'd be
guys
fine. We just need some
find-
graphics and dimensions
Yeah, that way it'll save him a trip up.
and what it's gonna say. You know, you've entered a new world, a new dimension, paratroopers 1944, Philippines. Close. Okay, so
Also,
we're
out of
gonna,
curiosity, which way is it gonna face? Is he gonna face his house?
If it's at that location, I would think facing the George Johnson statue, I think probably facing each other.
that'd be
I think.
cool.
Yeah.
That'd be very cool.
But
So are we making a motion to approve this subject to?
Right now, we're making a
Or
motion
table
to table
Okay.
the third part of this. You've already got the first 2 parts in.
All right,
To table it pending final approval of the final plans, and then we'll do the location at that time.
all right.
Second. There's a quick hand. Thank you, Dan. All in favor? Cool. Thank you for being here, sir.
thank you.
Very much. Don't forget the night gallery in there. Great show. Any other old business?
I believe that is it.
Okay, any new business? Okay, then I would call the meeting of the City of Binghamton's Commission on Architecture, Urban Design, and Historic Preservation for June 6, 2023 to adjourn. Second. Thank you. All in favor? See you next month. Do I have anything to sign for you? Mr. Pragus, what brings you down? Twilight Zone. Talk to that nice gentleman up there. Yes, sir.